All right, everybody. Hi, everybody on YouTube, and we're gonna get everything going on Instagram as well. All right. What's up, everybody? I am going to give you guys an opportunity to jump in. Tonight, we are going to be discussing why you are not getting hired. You're applying to jobs, you're getting interviews, but you're not getting hired, and you don't know why. So, I'm going to be talking about that tonight. You guys have been sending me a ton of questions, and I've been answering those questions all throughout the day, trying to get to every single question. I want to make sure that I'm giving you the attention, each question, the attention that they need. And people have been sending me their resume for review, and we've been looking at the resumes, and I've been making my recommendations. But tonight, I want to deal with a topic because it is very clear to me that many people not very sure about how this whole process works. Now, why am I sharing this information with you about the hiring process so you can get hired? Why am I sharing it with you? Because I want to give you an advantage that 99% of people don't have. I've been a talent acquisition leader for the past 35 years, and I have interviewed tens of thousands of people, looked at tens of thousands, almost 500,000 resumes. I have helped up to 50, almost 50,000 people, a little more than 50,000 people get jobs across the US in every imaginable skill you can think of, from C-level executives all the way to entry-level workers to individuals who graduated college. And the biggest thing that people do not understand, tap the screen real quick, hit the hearts if you can hear me. If it's not lagging, tap the screen, tap, 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 tap. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me clearly. The biggest issue people have is they have no idea about what happens when they send their application, but they don't get a rejection letter or a response. They don't know what's going on. Or they send their resume, fill out an application, and they get an interview, but they're not getting hired. So you're continuing to interview, but you're not getting hired. And people don't know, well, I'm fully qualified, so why is nobody hiring me? I'm going to explain the process to you tonight because I want to make sure you guys have an advantage. You should have an advantage, and I want to give that advantage to you. So everything that I've learned about how to attract you and how to hire you and what interview questions to ask you and how to get you in front of hiring managers and then convince hiring managers to hire you, I'm giving you all of those secrets, okay? That's what I'm here to do. That's what I am going to continue to do. I will do these live streams 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week because I want to make sure that I am giving you this information. Now, just a couple of things before we get started. Number one, if you want to be part of the exclusive community, you can subscribe, click the subscribe button on Instagram. It's just $4.99 a month. I post exclusive content there. Would love for you to join that community. That's number one. Number two, if you want to donate, because this is helping you. If it's not helping you, then don't worry about it. If it is helping you, you can click the link in my bio, click Cash App, and send a donation. Anything you send would be a blessing. Number three, if you need help with your resume, okay, I'm offering to anybody, send your resume to me. I'll take a look at it, but I'm going to give you my honest feedback. I'm going to tell you the truth. So if you have a resume and you want to send it to me for review, send it to CoachDanielSmiley@gmail.com. CoachDanielSmiley@gmail.com. I will tell you, 99% of people who think they have a resume that is attracting people like me and my team, they don't. Okay, they don't. It's either too basic, or it's too confusing, or it's not clear, or your qualifications are not highlighted, and you are making me and my team work way too hard to learn about your skill, experience, education, and background. And I realize after all of these resumes that I've reviewed And there are some people who I'll go through their resume and I'll tell them whenever I'm trying to submit them to a hiring manager, change your resume to look something like this. And I'll give them that advice because I know if I send that resume to a hiring manager, they're going to get rejected. So if you have a resume, you want me to review it, I will give you my honest feedback. CoachDanielSmiley@gmail.com. And if you want to redo your resume, you can. Now you can go to a resume writer if you want to. I don't recommend that. You can click the link in my bio right now and get the resume template. It's just $19.99 right now, and the price is going to go up. So it's $19.99, and it'll take you less than an hour to have a resume that any recruiter and any hiring manager in the world will love. Okay, so let's dive right in. Number one, if you have questions that you want me to answer tonight during this live, leave it in the comments. I'll answer it. If you want to join me live because you want me to answer a question for you, click the button down here at the bottom where the people are, and I will let you join me live. Okay, you have to have a good internet connection, but I will do that for you. Okay. So, Latoya, thank you so much for sharing this. She just said, I used a few of your methods on my interview last week and got hired a 6-figure job. Big shout out to you. Congratulations to you. Everybody, click the heart button for Latoya. Congratulations. And I would love for you to come up and tell us about your experience. What happened? What kinds of things did you use? How did you get this 6-figure job? So congratulations to you, sister. I'm telling you, that is awesome. I'm telling you that what I'm sharing works. This is not something that somebody told me. This is not something that somebody taught me. This is 35 years of making mistakes and dealing with knuckleheads and talking to candidates and talking to executives and getting it right and climbing the ladder of leadership and talent acquisition and human resources. I am an expert in that area. I don't know a lot about a lot of things, but one thing I do know is I know how to find candidates. I know how to screen them for their qualifications. I know how to evaluate their experience. I know how to put them to work and get them in front of a hiring manager to get them hired. I know how to do that, right? You might say I don't know how to do all these other things, but that is one thing I do know how to do. So let's talk about why I wanted to jump on this live stream tonight. Okay, so I got a message from someone today. I'm not going to say her name, and if she's looking at the live stream, she can reveal who she is. And this is what her question was. She said, my question is this: I have the qualifications, I get the interviews, but I'm not hired. And she doesn't know why. Now, you might be in that same situation. You know you're qualified. You know you are. And your resume is cool. It's good. You are getting in front of hiring managers, but you are not getting offers and you don't know why. Well, I'm going to tell you tonight why. Okay? I am going to reveal to you what is going on behind the scenes and why people are not hiring you. So tap the screen because I want as many people to jump on this live. Share the screen, this live stream with as many people as possible. It will be replayed on my YouTube channel, and I will try to play some excerpts here on Instagram. Again, if you want to join me, you can join me by clicking the button down here if you want to come up on the live stream with me. And if you have a question, you can leave it in the chat, right? This little button down here at the bottom with a question mark in it. If you have a question, you can leave it in the chat. So let's get into this. Here's what you need to understand as a candidate, okay? You, me, us. This is what you need to understand. Number one, when you see a job that you like, that you believe you're qualified for, that job was put out there in the universe by a guy like me. Talent acquisition manager, director, talent acquisition specialist, somebody in talent acquisition or HR, they put that out there, okay? the way we do our job postings is like bait trying to catch fish. Okay, so I position the job postings to have 4 things because I know that's what you want. Okay, now what are those 4 things? You want to know, how much money does this job pay? You want to know what the title of this job is doing. The third thing you want to know is, where is this job located? And the fourth thing you want to know is, what are my chances of getting this job? So when I put a position out there, I'll say 2 vice president positions available in Dallas, Texas, paying $160,000 a year, start immediately, something like that, right? So those 4 things, those 4 elements are what I put in every job post. I don't care what job it is, because I know as a talent acquisition manager, as a talent acquisition director, I know that's what you are interested in, okay? And that is what I call candidate bait. I'm giving all the secrets to you. You then see that and say, oh, I'm qualified to do that operations job, right? And then you click apply. Now, there are 2 ways to get into a company's applicant tracking system, and it's the quick apply process and the long apply process. I like to use quick apply to get your information into the system. And then once we interview you, we have you complete the rest of the application. That's what I like to do. And a lot of companies are starting to catch on to it. I've been doing that for 30 years. Some companies like you to fill out the whole application, which takes you 20, 30, 40 minutes sometimes. Okay. Once your information gets into the system, someone like me or someone on my team will look at your resume, and we will make a determination if you have the skills, experience, education, and background necessary to do the job we need you to do based on what the hiring manager has told us they want. Now, if you have been on any one of my other live streams, you will know that one of the things that I do before I post any position anywhere is I ask the hiring manager, tell me what 3 things every candidate that we submit to you, they must have. Like they got to have these, okay? And then I'll ask the questions, are you open to entry-level individuals? That's 0 to 2 years. Are you open to mid-level individuals? That's usually 5 to 8 years. And are you open to senior-level individuals? That's 10 years or more. What do you prefer? Many of them will say, I want somebody who's mid-level because I want somebody who can come in, don't need a lot of training, and I can get them going. I don't want somebody who's entry-level because we got to do too much training and it's our busy season and we just don't have time. So all kinds of stuff. Or somebody will say, yes, I want somebody who is senior because I need more maturity on my team and maybe they can mentor people down the line. So those works. Once I see your resume, listen to me, once I see your resume, I then will give you a call to do a pre-screen. Hey, John Smith. Hey, James Smith, whatever, whoever you are. Thank you so much for applying for this job. First question is I ask is always, hey, are you still looking for work? Yes. And then I'll get into the interview particulars, right? I'll go through that thing. Once you and I have flushed out everything in the interview, I then will submit your resume, your information to the hiring manager with my notes. Okay. So remember, this live stream is about how you can win in the interview and you don't know why you're not getting hired. You're getting the interview, but you don't know why you're not getting the offer. I'm about to tell you that. Okay. So you get your information, gets in front of the hiring manager. I tell the hiring manager all these things that I've just learned about you based on the questions that I've given you, that I've asked you. And that hiring manager is as high on you as I am. Oh my goodness, this person looks like they're perfect and so on and so forth. And they're just wanting to really, in an interview, verify all of the things that I told them in these interview notes, 10, 12, 15, 20 interview notes. And then I schedule you for an interview, right? And you get in that interview and you don't know how to answer questions. You blow it. You think that they're asking you this question and it's something about your personal life, like tell me a little bit about yourself. And you go down this rabbit hole of telling them about your daughter and her cheerleading and your son and his sick dog and all of these things. That's not what they're asking. Okay. You go down and you talk about all of these different things, and it ain't got nothing to do with the job. And I'm not saying that everybody does that, but you start to talk about things that really have nothing to do with nothing but you. In other words, the interview is all about you, right? And I know you're saying, well, it's an interview about me, so it should be about me. Really, it's not. It's supposed to be about how you can help them do what they need to do, because that's really why they're hiring. So you have this interview, you're talking, you're saying all these things, you're answering these questions, you think you're doing great, and the hiring managers all, smiling, and you guys are high-fiving, and they got you comfortable, and you feel great. And then your interview is over, okay? And then I go to the hiring manager and I'll say, hey, how was your interview with John? How was your interview with Jane? Is that someone you were interested in making an offer to? And then they say to me, no, I'm going to pass on John or Jane. Okay, what happened? You applied to the job. Your resume was perfectly matched. You interview with the talent acquisition person. Then you interview with the hiring manager, and they didn't make you an offer. It was because you blew it in the interview. You did not answer the questions correctly, which is why I create the content I create. That is why I am telling you the answers before you have to take the test. That's why you need to listen to all of these videos. So before you go to an interview, you know why they're asking those questions and how to respond to them. Because when you don't, they are going to tell me to tell you that they're passing on you, and you're not going to know why. That's this question that I got today. My question is, I have the qualifications, I get the interviews, but I'm not getting hired. So there is the pre-screen, there's the resume submittal for the application. We need to make sure you qualify. The pre-screen interview with talent acquisition or someone in HR. Then an interview with the hiring manager, you got to pass that. Then you get an offer, and you got to go through the offer process. Then you have to go through the background process to be hired and onboarded. But so many people blow it in the interview, and you don't know why they are not making you an offer. So you have the technical skills, but your personality is not a match. So I did a video on this. If a hiring manager sees your qualifications and they know you are qualified, why are they interviewing you? There's only one reason. Tap the screen. Tap the screen if you want to know. Tap the screen with hearts if you want to know the answer to this question. There's only one reason why they are interviewing you, and 99% of people blow it. They want to see. Keep tapping the screen. 99% of people blow it. So they see your resume. They know that you can do the job. They know you can do the job. They know it. And you get in the interview and you don't get an offer. And here's the reason why. Because during the interview, they realize they really don't like you. You did not display likability. That's the purpose behind a job interview. Is this a person I can spend 8 hours a day working with? So if your likability level is 0, right? It doesn't matter how qualified you are not going to get the job. Listen, I'm telling you what I know. I'm not telling you something I think that I just thought up. I'm telling you something I know. What makes a person not be likable? You talk too much in the interview. You say too much. You're spreading too much. Giving them too much information. You make the interview all about you and your greatness, and not about your ability to serve the needs of the hiring manager and the company. You speak negatively about your previous jobs and that experience, so the hiring manager relates to it, and she'll say, oh, I'm kind of like her previous manager. So she didn't like that person. She's not going to like me. They ask you all of these questions because they're trying to see how likable you are. That's why I tell you to answer interview questions the way you answer them. That's why I tell you to answer the questions the way you answer them. Okay. So Joshua wants to join. All right. So that's why I give you these simple, hey, I'm here to do what it is you need me to do, answers to the questions for these interviews. That's why I do it that way. Thank you for joining, Joshua. How are you doing?
I have fears because I have a disability.
All right, hold on, Joshua. Before you get into it, I'm gonna help you. But before you get into it, so your name is Joshua. What part of the country are you in?
Fort Myers, Florida.
So you're in Fort Myers, Florida. Shout out to Florida. I'm a Floridian. I'm from Miami, Florida. I live in Dallas, but I'm from Miami. All right, so you're from Fort Myers. What kind of work do you do?
Electrical, HVAC, demolition.
So you sales trades?
Yes.
Okay. So you said you're afraid. What are you afraid of?
I get nervous because I can't always comprehend. Like, I can't read blueprints. I can troubleshoot. My communicating skills with the bipolar and head injury do not always seem to compat. Like, I do talk too much. I tend to talk about my family. Like, they ask me, like you just said, do I talk about my situations? Yes. I have a criminal background. I have a domestic violence charge 3 times, but it's non-felony.
Joshua, listen to me. Sir, I don't want you to think, listen to nothing else. I want you to look at me straight in my face, and I want you to listen to me, sir. The only people who cares about those things before they meet you is you. I have interviewed many people who have criminal backgrounds who are supremely qualified, like I am sure you are. And I will take that person to the hiring manager and let them know, man, this guy Joshua is a diamond in the rough. Now, before I present him to you, I want you to know he has something in his criminal background history, but I think we can get past it, right? We can make an exception. I think this guy can solve your problem. Are you open, based on what I just shared with you, are you open to having an interview with him to see if he can blow you away like he blew me away? You see, you got to listen, fear, and we know the acronym for fear is false evidence appearing to be real. Your fear is this, sir. You're scared that a person like me in my position, I'm going to judge you.
Yes.
I'm right. I don't know you from a can of paint, a rock in the middle of a highway. I don't know you, right? So you need to override your background with how dynamic and amazing and skilled you are as a professional.
Okay.
Nobody will care about that. Listen, watch this. If your neighbor who just moved into their house across the street has an electrical problem at their house and they find out that you're an electrician, do you think they will care? Do you think they're going to do a background check on you first, or do you think they want you to come fix their electricity?
Come fix their electricity.
You got to understand that's the game, sir. That's the game. You need to lead with your expertise, not your background. That's over. Okay. Now, are you going to get rejected by some people? Yes. Yes, you are. But you're going to run into somebody like me who I promise you, now I don't have nothing in my criminal background history, but I promise you, Joshua, you have not done as much dirt in your life as I have. And when people understand that, they understand they don't have room to judge anybody. Right. So you have to stop placing this judgment on yourself and lead with your expertise. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
I do. Can I ask you a question?
You can ask me whatever you like, sir.
I was working for a recycling plant here in Collier County, and they've had a $4.2 million machine finally working. I was on vacation with my daughter for the summer. I got a call. They said, guess what? Your services are no longer needed. So with technology, AI, they took the front loaders that I was starting to learn, and they now operate heavy machinery with remote controls.
Okay.
And the assembly line. So I also have the fear of technology taking over.
Okay. So let me explain this to you. How much does that machine cost, estimate?
Millions.
Okay. And how many companies you think have $1 million in their pocket right now to buy those machines? Like, you think they're just handing them out like candy? No.
No.
Your job ain't going nowhere, sir. We will always need electricians. That machine cannot come into my house and fix the electricity issue in my air conditioner, or it can't do it. They will always need that. Okay. So don't have a fear of technology taking over and knocking you out of a job, because the residential customer, the small business customer, the medium-sized business customer, the company that's trying to wire panels, all of them will need your help. You got to get out of being afraid and lead with your expertise. Let me ask you a question, and then we're going to close it out here. Can you do the job?
For the most part, yes.
What does that mean for the most part? On a scale from 1 to 10, how good are you?
7.
Okay.
6.
And you need to do whatever you need to do to get to an 8, 9, and 10. And you need to lead with your expertise, not your background. You're going forward. You're not going backwards. You understand, sir?
Yeah.
All right.
So how do we ask to get better?
I'm sorry?
How do you ask the company that you want to get better? Or how
Well,
do you let them?
Well, the company, for the most part, cares about the job that you're doing from them now, for them. What you're going to have to do is put in the extra work to go learn additional skills and bring that back to the employer to show them that you're doing more than what they're asking you to do. Okay. I'll give you a real quick example, just a quick example. So I lead talent acquisition in the organization that I work for. But one of the challenges that we had in our educational department is getting interns to come into our organization. So I went to the VP of operation and said, listen, I will take that off your plate. You don't have to worry about qualifying trade. You don't have to worry about qualifying medical schools. I will do that. You don't have to worry about interns sending you resumes or telling you they want internships. I'll take care of that. You don't have to worry about your clinic managers trying to get people placed in their clinics. I'll take care of all of that for you. So I took that off of their plate so that I can prove to them that I have a greater capacity than what I'm actually doing. That increases my worth, which means down the line, they'll pay me better. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to do the exact same thing. If it's something that you feel like you're lacking in, you do whatever you have to do, sir. You do whatever you have to do to go find that skill, learn that skill, master that skill, bring that skill back, and prove to the employer that you are .com. Excuse me for saying it like that, that you are awesome. But I'm telling you, none of this will make any sense if you do not stop leading with fear and start leading with your expertise. 7 is better than 99% of the people. That means you're close to being an expert. Keep doing what you're doing. Somebody out there is going to see through all of this and give you the opportunity to go to the heights that you deserve to go to. All right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Send me a message if you need some help, man. I'll continue to talk with you and encourage you. If you ever run into a snag, I'll be happy to help you out.
Can I text you my number?
Yeah, just DM on Instagram.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, click the X. All right. Chocolate Drop, you want to come up? You have a question that you want to answer, want me to answer for you. So I'm going to make sure that I answer that question for you as well. How are you doing, Miss Chocolate Drop?
Hi.
Now, listen to me. I'm not about to call you Chocolate Drop on this Instagram.
You don't have to. My name is Destiny.
Destiny. Okay. Did I talk to you before?
No.
Okay. I think I may have talked to you back and forth. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, so Destiny is your name. Where are you in the world?
Indianapolis, Indiana.
West Indiana?
No, Indianapolis.
Oh, Indianapolis, Indiana. Okay, so Indiana. Okay, good, good. And what do you do?
I am in finance. I'm like a bank teller slash banker. I do everything a banker does outside of investment and
You in a retail bank?
business accounts.
You in a retail bank?
Yes, for Chase.
Okay, so Chase, I've been a customer of that bank for a long time. Okay, so you're in retail banking. So what is your question?
Okay, so I'm relocating.
Okay. Where are you going to?
And Dallas, Texas.
Okay, well, that's where I'm at.
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And by the way, I know one of my best golf buddies. He's a VP of operations at Chase. Keep going.
Really?
Yeah, don't worry about all that. Listen, we'll get into that later. Don't worry about that. Come on now.
Okay, so I don't. So here's my thing. I don't want to transfer the position that I'm in. They don't have it there.
Okay.
So like I get 40 hours a week, but everything that they have there is not 40 hours.
Okay.
So I've reached out to several other banks and I've had a couple interviews.
Yeah.
But I found you on TikTok a couple of days ago, I think, and I just been replaying your videos, and I've got a couple of them saved. And I was listening to how you say like don't overtalk, because I'm very I've been in banking for about 3 years, so I'm very educated. And when I say I know what I'm doing, I really know what I'm doing.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that I don't overspeak, because wherever I'm placed, I want to be an impact and just not a spot filler.
Yeah. So check this out. So you're looking to move to Dallas and you want to stay in this field. Okay.
Absolutely.
What kind of positions were you interviewing for? Bank tellers?
Yeah, and just kind of different banks call them different things.
Yeah, just a retail bank teller. Is that what you were interviewing for? Okay. Let me ask you a question. Miss, I know my thing. What is the main purpose of a bank teller in the retail bank?
The main purpose of a bank teller in a retail bank is to make sure that the customer is kind of taken care of smoothly, making sure their needs are being met, just basically great customer service from start to finish.
That's the only thing that matters. You have to be very clear and concise with your answers, just like that. What do you think Chase, Wells Fargo, and all these other banks want? They want someone who is going to love on their customers so well that that customer wants to continue to come back to that bank because of you. Now, I just gave you an answer key. How would you respond if somebody said to you, tell me about you as a teller?
I'm confident. I'm understanding. I can accept constructive criticism just to make sure.
Stop. See? Okay. I'm Chase. I'm Wells Fargo. What do I need a teller to do?
Make sure my customer is taken care of.
Okay, so now take a step back. Now that you know that, take a step back. So I'm asking you the question again. Hey, as a bank teller, tell me about like how you function, how you operate, kind of what you do. What is it about you being a bank teller that makes you so unique?
I'm going to make sure the customer is taken care of start to finish.
That's the answer, sis. That's the answer. That's it.
Can I tell you something?
Wait, before you stop talking for just a second. That's it. Because that's the only thing they care about. They don't care about that you are thorough yet. They don't care about all that yet. They'll get into that. And you can say that all you want, but they're not going to see it until you actually get inside of the company and start working. They only care about one thing, and that is, I'm a customer service. Your customer's so good that they ain't gonna never be customer service like this ever in their life. You understand?
Yes, sir.
That's what they want to hear from you. Not that you are awesome, smart, thorough, intelligent. that's all. We can train all of that. But one thing that they cannot they cannot train is a high level of care. That has to be in the heart of the person.
Absolutely.
Is that in your heart?
Absolutely.
That's what you need to be communicating. So when
Absolutely.
you sit with a hiring manager, you say, I don't care if I need to see 10 customers a day, 5 customers a day, if I need to do cashier's checks, cash checks, deposits, withdrawals, I don't care. I'm a be the best customer service rep they have ever had in their life. That's what you need to be communicating, because that's what they want. What question were you going to ask me?
So that's the bank that you named is who my interview is with tomorrow, Wells Fargo.
Okay.
I'm
Well, you kind of, yeah, you were muted a little bit. Go back and say what you're saying again.
Because everybody's calling my phone. Anyway, I'm not. I don't lack confidence in anything that I do at all. I know my stuff. I just get tripped up and caught up in words.
Yeah, here's why.
But
I know why. I know why. Because you're trying to impress people. I got it. No, I understand. And I know you're shaking your head. I know. Listen, I've seen it all the time. Listen to me. Let your skill and ability and speak for you. Okay, listen. Now, don't take this. Okay, I just listen to me. Just constructive criticism.
Absolutely.
They don't care about how you look. They don't care about the designer clothes you wear. They don't care about the car you drive or the house you live in. They care about, are you going to come to this bank every day and take care of these customers? That's the only thing you need to be communicating. Are you going to come to this bank, be on time, and make sure every customer is taken care of, and cross every T and dot every I, and make sure no money is missing, nothing is funny, checks are signed for, you ain't cut no corners. That's all they care about. So when you get on that call tomorrow and you're going to reach back out to me, if you follow this advice, you're going to call me, you're going to contact me back and say, brother, I got the job. If you get on that call tomorrow and say, listen, I am the customer servicer of the customer service world, and my only desire is to take care of every customer who walks into that bank. Stop. Don't say nothing else. That's all I care about. Well, how do you take care of a customer? I listen to what they want, and I give them exactly what they're asking for within the parameters of my job. Stop. Okay? You know,
I'm over here taking notes.
Yeah, you should. And before your interview tomorrow, if you have some questions or some concerns or some trepidation, shoot me a message. I'll tell you exactly how to answer these questions, okay? Don't over talk. Don't give too much information. Only give to them what they want, and the only thing they want from you is they want you to take care of these people. Now, why is that? So let me explain this to you. Because if you continue to take care of people, they will continue to deposit their money in the bank. Wells Fargo will then have money that they can loan out to people, and they will make money on the money that they loan in people, and that cycle continues. That's the whole purpose behind it. So the more people you take care of, the more people keep their deposits in Wells Fargo, the more money Wells Fargo can loan out, and the more money Wells Fargo can make. So your customer service on the front end is tied to Wells Fargo's profits. The more you take care of customers, the more money they make. That's the only game in town, and I need you to understand that.
Yes, sir.
If you need any other help, sis, just reach out to me, okay? I know you're going to make this happen.
Hey
Hey, guys, tap the screen. Tap the screen. If you believe she's going to get this job tomorrow, tap it. I believe you're going to get it. Tap it. All right. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sis.
I really appreciate it. Have a good night.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
All right. So here's the deal, guys. If you understand that when they schedule you for an interview, that essentially what's happening is they already seen that you are qualified. They know you can do the job. They don't have any questions about whether you can do the job or not. What they're trying to gauge when they interview you is your likability. And the level of your likability will determine whether or not you get a job. Okay, so Emma Lee Gaddy sends a message. She says, I am constantly told you are overqualified when all I want to do is garner the position and perform to the highest level. So Emma, I want to answer this question. Are you okay with coming on and having a conversation with me? I can tell you what the issue is just by your question, but I want to ask you some clarifying questions. Lakes Edge says, talent acquisition manager, what will he tell the hiring manager about me? The talent acquisition manager, listen to me, my job and the job of my staff is to be a candidate representative to our hiring manager. See, a lot of people get this wrong. They think that the only thing that talent acquisition does is they work for HR and they're trying to make sure they get everything they can out of a candidate. No, my KPIs are based on the number of candidates that I can get to a hiring manager, the percentage with which I can get candidates interviewed and hired, and the number of people that actually stick around with the company for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So as a talent acquisition manager, I'm trying to find the very best talent who can come in and do a great job, who can stay with the company. And if I do that, I'm getting my bonuses every single year, right? So we're not throwing things up against the wall in hopes that it'll stick. We don't do that. Our job is to find great people like you, and I'll do everything that I can to even prep you so you can understand, hey, this hiring manager likes this hiring manager likes that. When you come in, don't say that, don't say this. If you're over talking in my pre-screen, I'm going to stop you and say, hey, listen, brother. Hey, listen, sister. Hey, sir. Hey, ma'am, listen to me. Stop for just a second. Don't say that during your interview. Here's why, because this is how the manager is going to take it. Because I know you have the qualifications. I'm talking to you. I know when a person is qualified. I'm not trying to just throw people up against the wall and have them stick. Whenever I am trying to fill a position for a hiring manager, I send them 3 choices. Most of the time it's just 2. Okay. I send somebody who is supremely qualified and somebody who's marginally qualified, meaning they're a mid-level person and somebody who is a high-level person. I usually don't send a lot of entry-level people unless it's a line position, operations position. Then I'll send them 3 choices. I'll send them an entry-level person, a mid-level person, and a senior-level person. All of them can do the job. All of them have demonstrated on their resume or through their education that they can do the job. They all can, right? And they all have met my standard of being a person who is willing to serve or a hiring manager. And so my notes reflect that, okay? So the hiring manager knows all of the good things about you in the same way that I do as well. And so now I can't sit in an interview with you and have a bug in your ear to tell you how to say this and how to say that. If you walk out of that job, that interview, and you don't get the job, it's because you weren't liked enough. Okay? You weren't liked enough. And so you are going to have to make sure that you are likable. Okay? And sometimes that means not making it about you, only making it about him. Somebody said, Scully Black says, you are not Kevin Samuels. I'm not trying to be Kevin Samuels. I appreciate you saying that. All I'm trying to do is help people get jobs. That's part of my destiny. I just want to help people get jobs. Okay. And I'm trying to reveal to people what the hiring process looks like so that we ain't confused no more. Okay. Aren't confused. So Emma, you may not come up. Thank you so much, Anthony. Anthony sent me a Cash App. Thank you so much, Anthony. I appreciate that. Via PayPal, he sent it via PayPal. If you want to send a Cash App or you want to send me some money via PayPal, you can do that as well. Just click the link in my bio. So Emma says, I'm constantly told that I am overqualified when all I want to do is garner the position and perform at the highest level. So let me explain to you what's going on. Okay. I want to explain to you what's going on, Miss Emma. Usually overqualified means, listen to me. That means you are talking too much. You are talking too much technically about it. Let me explain to you what that means. I'm going to give you a personal example for the job that I have. Company that I worked for a couple years ago, they had a big issue, right? They hire in seasons, and they needed a talent acquisition manager. It was the first time they ever had a talent acquisition manager in their company. The talent acquisition specialist reported to the HR director. They didn't even have an HR manager, but they reported to the HR director. The issue was the HR, human resources, usually deals with people once they are in the company. Okay. They do employee relations, benefits, all that good stuff, right? Disciplinary action. Talent acquisition, we are hunters, right? Our job is to go out and find, screen, evaluate candidates and bring them back to the company, get them hired, and then pass them on to HR. So the issue that this company was having was they just couldn't get the positions filled. So this is what I asked. I asked a very simple question. I can elaborate and go all down the line and explain and do presentations. I can do all that. But I asked, in fact, and I tell the story, my direct manager did not interview me. My direct manager did not interview me one time. I didn't meet my direct manager until I was with the company after my first day new hire orientation. I met her on a Teams call, and then 2 days later, I flew to the headquarters, and that's when I met her in person. She did not hire me. Okay, I was hired by the CEO, and I was interviewed by the 2 VP of operations in the different areas. So I asked him this question. I said, John, that's his name. Tell me what the problem is. And he says, well, we just can't get enough. We can't get enough people hired. And I said, okay, what is your HR team telling you? And he said, well, they're just telling me that not a lot of people are applying. And I said, okay, well, tell me what the position is. He told me. And I said, you mind if I do something that only take me about 15 seconds? He says, that's fine. I said, I'm going to do a quick search in one of the tools that I use. Actually, I went into LinkedIn and I typed in the title of the position. And I said, John, I just did a title in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, title search in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, in one of the tools that I use. And I'm seeing there's 35,000 people who have this job title in their profile. So here's what that tells me, John. It's not that you have a shortage of people. It's just that your HR team, they don't know where to find the people to get to the company like I just did. That's your problem. And that's the problem that I solved. I just proved to you I know how to find these people. What's my point? I didn't go into all this my technical skills, my expertise, how I did it, why I did it, my Boolean search. I didn't do none of that. I simply demonstrated in 15 seconds. I understood what his problem was. They can't get enough people hired. And number 2, I demonstrated my ability in 15 seconds how to solve that problem. Why? Because I know what a talent acquisition manager is supposed to do. I am supposed to help companies hire people. So when you are going to an interview, just like I spoke with the young lady, just like I spoke with the young man, the electrician, her job is to solve the customer service problem that Wells Fargo Bank has with their tellers. So she needs to be a world-class customer service rep. The electrician, his job is to solve electrical problems for the organization that he's working for. And he needs to be the best wire cutting, wiring, electrician, troubleshooting, electrician, ohms guy ever, right? Because that's what they care about. Can you wire this panel? Can you wire this? Can you put this together? Can you make this light turn on or whatever? That's what it's all about. And when people say you are overqualified, it means you are over communicating the technical aspects of your qualifications. Overqualified doesn't necessarily mean you have way more experience than we need. You may. It means that you are communicating too much. And here's what they're thinking. If we hire this person, they're not going to be with us no more than 3-6 months until they find something else. That's what they mean when they say you're overqualified. They're saying, my concern is if we hire you, you are going to find another job that better matches your expertise, and you are not going to be here any longer. So I actually did a video on this telling you how to answer that. So that's a concern of many companies. Companies want people to stick around for at least 2 years. They make an investment in you in training. They've given you all these tools and resources, and they want you to be part of the team going somewhere. And if you are what they consider to be overqualified, it's because they don't think you're going to stick around that long. They don't. So don't over communicate your expertise. I'm not saying don't tell them, don't prove to them you can do the job. Over communicate your expertise. I've been a C-level executive. I've been a director. I've been a VP. But when I am interviewing for a manager job, let's say it's a bigger organization, I'm interviewing for a manager job, I don't talk about all of the things I did as a director or a VP. I don't talk about those things. I don't talk about if I'm going to be managing 2 or 3 people, I don't talk about the team of 23 that I managed in 6 states, hiring, 3,500 people a year for, the largest customer service call center in the country. I don't talk about that because it's too much for them. It's too much. Okay. So when we over communicate our skill, sometimes companies, hiring managers are afraid that, you know what, man, I like her skill, but my concern is she's not going to be here 6 months, 7 months, 8 months from now. You know what I mean? That's what their fear is. So if you have a question, you can leave it in the comments. I would really appreciate your support. Couple things. You can share this with your friends and your family members. Number 2, you can click the link in my bio if you want to donate. That would be great. I would appreciate that. I'm just trying to give you guys major game. If you want to support, you can also go and get the resume template. I would love it if you did that. There's another product that I have in the store. It's called Know Before You Go. And I'll give it to you. If you're a person that's getting ready to go into a job interview, hit me up. It's Know Before You Go. What you should know before you go. These are things you should know. It's 5 or 6 things, and I explain it in detail. It's just a guide. You should know all of these things before you go. It's simple. Much of that you're going to know, but this guide helps you to organize your thoughts, organize how you should be communicating things. These are things that you should know before you go, because there are people who get in interviews with me, and I'll say to them, "What do you know about the company?" And they will say, "Well, I don't know much about the company." Okay, well, why are you even sitting in front of me, right? You don't even know what we do and how we do it. Then I have to go in and explain, well, this is the type of company, or this is what we do. We exist for this particular reason. I have to give that whole breakdown. But you should be able to do that. Now, how do you find that information? I've answered this question several times. Before you go to an interview with any company, if you get an in-person interview, go to that company's website and just click on About Us, right? That's all you have to do is click About Us, and it'll tell you. And just pick out 4 or 5 things that help you understand about that company, so you can be more well-versed, okay? The kid from Brooklyn wants to come up. So yeah, just go click About Us, and it'll help you to understand exactly what's going on with that company. And then you will walk into an interview a lot more prepared. How are you doing, sir?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. What is your name?
My real name is Tony, the kid from Brooklyn. I was going to say I have a question for you today.
Okay. So wait, before you ask me, Tony, are you from New York?
I'm in LA right now.
Okay, so you're in Los Angeles, okay? What do you do?
I'm in Los Angeles now.
Yeah, what do you do?
Let me throw this at you.
Yes, come on, throw it at me. I want it. I want all of it.
It's gonna blow you away.
Come on.
Okay. I graduated high school at 16, had an AA degree at 18, a bachelor's degree from Pepperdine University at 19, a master's at 21. When I was 19, 19-year-olds with BA degrees do not get jobs. So I started working as a doorman in a bar. That's where I started. My first real job was a year with the Internal Revenue Service. I was a deputy probation officer. I was a policeman.
Mm-hmm.
I went into real estate. My real career, and I made money at this. You're going to love this. But most corporate America doesn't want to recognize it, so they hired me. You hear about the home problems in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I was the original homeless consultant starting in, give me a second, 1986, and what's now known as the Arts District, but it was East Skid Row
Okay.
and Skid Row. I went to work for people that own properties, most of them were abandoned, property management, security, maintenance, and homeless consulting.
Okay.
And I was on the wave that changed worthless properties into multi-million-dollar to some places now are billion-dollar properties.
Okay.
I'm retired. That went away. But I've been thinking about, there are reasons for this, but I've been thinking about stepping back, I'm 65, stepping back into something. How do I articulate that? When you say, when the person is going to be interviewing is going to be some kid that has no skills.
No, you don't, no. You don't know that, Tony. It might be somebody like me. Okay. So let's just stop for just a second. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
If you can do anything in the world as a job and you didn't have to get paid because you had as much money as you needed, what would you?
Animal rescue, trust me. You could do nonprofit. You could definitely do for-profit.
Yeah. So animal rescue.
Animal rescue, spay and neuter, like that. It's a nightmare.
So are you doing that now?
Yeah, with my own money.
Okay. So why don't you go work?
Look, I look like Einstein or David Crosby.
Okay.
The bottom line is, I'm not poor.
Yeah.
By any stretch of the imagination.
So what do you want to do? What's your question? What do you want to do? How do you articulate what you want to do? Is that what you're asking?
Here's the deal. I know a lot of very powerful politicians that you probably wouldn't know that know me.
Mm-hmm.
I wear overalls. I'm wearing overalls just lying on my bed.
Mm-hmm.
I wear overalls everywhere I go. I'm known for it. I'm a character. But what I'm basically saying is my skills, even big business, IBM, whatever, they get into situations that are sticky, where people don't want to make decisions. I'm one of those people. I can make decisions. I've made them, right, wrong, or indifferent. I can make them. I can deal with the worst of people.
Okay, so Tony, but let's boil it down. Let me ask you this question in a straightforward manner. What question do you have for me that you think I can potentially answer?
How would I go about it? Because I will give you an example. There's
No. Tony, hang on. Don't give me an example. Let's stay on track here.
Okay.
What is the number one question? If you can only ask me one question before I hang up, what question would that be?
How do I boil down all this experience to get hired?
I got you. Here's the deal. You can do a lot of stuff, and you can do a lot of stuff well. That's clear. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. You don't have issues with organizing your thoughts, working with your hands. You don't have an issue with planning or managing people or working for nonprofit or even big business. You don't have an issue with any of those things, right?
No issue with any of them.
Yeah, let me explain to you what your issue is, though. You are too broad. Okay? You are too broad. You can do too many things for too many people. So when you get in front of that person who needs you to do one thing, that's an issue. Okay? So here's what you need to do. You need to boil it down to one or two things that you can do. And I'm sorry, not can do, will do and be paid for it. Just one or two. I know you can do all of these other things. Okay? But you can't go interview with every company in every industry, profit, nonprofit, government. You can't do that. You have to get clear on, you know what? This is what I am going to go after. And that may be, I'm going to be an animal shelter manager, or I'm going to work for a nonprofit organization that helps place homeless people, or I'm going to work for a government entity that helps with whatever that is, whatever that thing is. You got to get really laser focused and clear. Because if you were sitting in front of me with an interview for a job, a problem that I need you to fix, I know that you can fix that problem. But my concern is you can fix 99 other problems. And my fear is you're not going to focus on my problem 100% of the time because of all these other things you need to do. Because of all these other things you can do. So I encourage you, sit with yourself for a moment. Ask yourself the question. If I want somebody to pay me and I want to do something that I absolutely love and enjoy and would do it for free, what is that one thing or two things that I would do? And that's the road, the pathway you need to go down. It's like being on the 405, right? That doesn't serve you well. You need to stop and get on a 1-lane highway going one direction, like a one-way, not 2 lanes, one. And say, this is the thing I'm going to pursue for the rest of my life. And that's the thing you need to do. Can I do human resources? Yes. Can I do customer service? Yes. But I am a laser focused talent acquisition pro. That's my one thing. I'm laser focused on it. I'm an expert at it. I know everything about it. I know a little bit about a lot of other things, but I know everything about talent acquisition. That's how you need to get. And what I've learned on this call with you is you are brilliant at a zillion different things, but you need to become the world-class top dog in one thing. And when you get that thing, when you get focused like that, you will start seeing all of these opportunities come your way because you have it inside of you to make those things happen. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling me, sir. I appreciate it. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who called in. Just click that X on your screen there, sir. Thank you to everyone who called in. I really appreciate you guys calling in. If you're watching this on replay on YouTube, thank you for joining. Leave me a comment if you have a comment. And if there's any questions that you guys have, please feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, on Facebook, or on YouTube. I encourage you, if you have an issue with your resume, I will be happy to look at it. You are concerned that your resume is, you're not getting responses, nobody's calling you back. Email me your resume so I can take a look at it and I'll give you honest feedback. Email Coach Daniel Smiley at gmail.com. Coach Daniel Smiley at gmail.com. I'll take a look at your resume. I'll give you honest feedback. I'll give you my recommendation, whether you take it or not. I just want to help you win in your interview so you can get the job you want, making the money you want, so you can take care of your family. I will be going live again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. That's my scheduled time. Sorry, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's my scheduled time to go. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. I will be covering another topic. I appreciate you guys joining, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care. See you later, YouTube.